Well, Project LEAD is our training program, our research training program, science training program for breast cancer advocates. And we have developed this from a single 4-day course on the basics of molecular biology, genetics, genomics, epidemiology, research methodology, and advocacy training, because we understood that not only was it important for us to have a seat at the most important tables where decision making was being made around breast cancer, but it was most important that those advocates that sat in those seats actually were trained and educated and could contribute and influence decisions that were being made in a very real and meaningful way. So the training and education is key to the kind of advocacy that we do. The programs have evolved over the years. We now have an institute that's a 6.5-day program that really goes into enormous depth. The women and men who come to our program really commit not only their time, but for those 6.5 days, and they take that time away from family and from work. But they also are doing an enormous amount of homework before they come to the course. They're doing homework during the course. They're working from 8 a.m. in the morning until sometimes 8 or 9 or 10 o'clock at night. And then they're making a commitment to develop a graduate action plan, which requires them to put together goals and steps for attaining those goals, where they can make the biggest impact in their communities when they go back home. They also make a commitment to continuing education, and so do we. We invest heavily on our online training center, where we have lectures and webinars and programs where people can really, at their own pace and from the comfort of their homes, learn even more about and a continuing learning education on breast cancer. We also offer a number of other opportunities for continuing education, and one of the most important, is the collaboration we have had over a number of years with the Alamo Breast Cancer Foundation, which has been enormously successful and helpful at San Antonio in hosting us in doing an advanced topic session at the start of the San Antonio Breast Cancer Symposium week. And so we have, and this is open to our Project LEAD grads, and so that's why we have so many of our graduates. That's part of why they come. And the other reason they come is because they know that they want to hear and they want to be involved in what's happening, what's the latest, what's the cutting edge information, and they want to interact with the research community and with the other research advocates around the country and around the world. And so that's why there are so many that do attend San Antonio. But the Alamo Breast Cancer Foundation, with its mentorship program and with its sponsorship of our Project LEAD Advanced Topics, has really made a tremendous contribution to ongoing and continuing education for research advocates. So we have this institute, and we also have instituted an introductory Project LEAD course, which is a 2.5-day program, the goal of which is a little bit different. The goal is to really educate advocates who come to this program in the language and concepts of science, and really, for the most part, to become critical thinkers and critical questioners of health information and medical information that they come across either in the media or from other community members or the healthcare community. So those people who get really turned on to the science are encouraged to apply for the Institute. And so it's a sort of a feeder program for the Institute. We also have a graduate program for those who've graduated the Institute, and that's our Clinical Trials Project LEAD. And so that's an emphasis on understanding the structure, the makeup, the purpose, the issues, the controversies, the case studies around clinical trials, the ethics, the regulatory issues. We have FDA people coming and teaching. We have ethicists like Dr. Zeke Emanuel coming to talk about the ethics around clinical trials. We investigate, controversial issues around trials and policy issues and so on. So that's also an excellent course. So those are the main facets of our Project LEAD program. Visit our website, www.breastcancerdeadline2020.org, for more information about Breast Cancer Deadline 2020 of the National Breast Cancer Coalition.
Do you know that not every breast cancer patient needs chemotherapy? Now there's a way to decide if chemotherapy will benefit you based on the unique biology of your tumor. To learn more about the Oncotype DX test and how to discuss it with your doctor, click this button.